I'm Chris Jackimick, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Throughout my military career, I spent the bulk of my career out in Las Vegas. It was the first job I had as I was protecting some sensitive resources out there at Nellis. I would deploy to Kuwait early on in my military career with a larger weaponry system to support Operation Southern Watch. And then from 2003 to 2006, I was part of the emerging drone mission for the United States Air Force and Department of Defense. We were fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan from our backyard. You'd be in war for 12 hours of your shift, and then you'd drive home to your apartment here in Nevada. So psychologically, it was very odd. Like, you felt you were in the combat zone every day because you were seeing it on the screens and it was that important, but I don't know what it did to the human psyche at the time. Some things would kind of happen in my personal life after that would change a lot. When Adam joined the Marine Corps, it was a natural fit. Anybody who joins the military, especially after 9/11 happened, you're looking for that purpose. I think that's why he made the choice. It's like, let me go be a Marine. He was in between Fallujah and Ramadi during the heaviest parts of the fighting of the Iraq conflict. I mean, you hear guys like Jocko and everything talk about like the triangle of death. My brother was dead set in the middle of the triangle of death with a Marine unit. I think it changed him. Like, you look at everything across history, you read any of the books out there, war changes anybody that's been involved with it. Trauma or mass events like that changes anybody, and it really changed my brother. And I get that call. I get the text, actually, from my stepmom. I was like, I need you to call me as soon as possible. Something's wrong with Adam. All right. Didn't think anything of it. And I'm about to pull off the highway to go celebrate and have some pizza with my classmates, and she's like, Adam's dead. Adam's dead. He had died by suicide that day, 25th of July, 2017. And it changed my world forever.
I think that was the first time I saw or heard someone broke in through the phone. There was a time where I was concerned that he wasn't going to make it. There were times I thought, we're going to have to camp out outside of his house, or we might get that phone call. Are we ready for that phone call?
I couldn't catch a break. A fellow first sergeant I served with, he had died by suicide. On the day of my buddy's funeral, I'm going through social media, and I see this, what appears to be a manifesto from one of my old airmen. My first thought was like, today's not going to be a good day. And sadly, my hunch was right. He had killed his own family and taken his own life on the day of my buddy's funeral. It was just compounding trauma after trauma after trauma. I cracked. I fell hard with alcohol. That was rock bottom. I first heard about Mission 22 just by like surfing the internet and looking on there and seeing some of the programs that they had available. I was like, something seems right about this. To be in a program like the R&R program with them and the innovative things that they're putting together, I have not seen in any other veteran nonprofit. It's putting all this stuff together to heal in the most effective way possible. They're making you do a lot of the hard work through reading, through audiobooks, through physical fitness, through nutrition, open discussion, critical thinking, neuroplasticity and cognitive feedback to where you're developing the brain more. It's given me a chance to regain my life. Cycling's been a big part of my recovery. Is around the time I retired a little over a year ago, I set forth as like, let me set this goal to ride 2,020 miles in 2020 for another veteran nonprofit that supports Gold Star families and those lost either to accident or to suicide. Every time I got on that bike, I was like, you know what? There's a name, there's a dash that I'm gonna honor today. Not the dates on the gravestone. Is like, I'm gonna honor that life. So it gave me purpose. And it just became like a release for me to where the pedals would spin and I would get out of my head for a little bit. physically I was starting to feel better. I could see the improvements, and I've tracked my data over the past year, and it's phenomenal on the growth that I've had on a bike.
He's just on a mission and is relentless about it. Every day he pushes it. From the loss of his brother and a number of different trauma that he had gone through in his life, it was absolutely critical for him to find something that he could sink his teeth into. I think he's taken the ball and run with it with Mission 22, especially the R&R, the recovery and resilience part. I think it makes him stronger in the person that he is today.
I don't know why I fell on the bike. It was just like, okay, it called to me, and then I kept going. So that scene from Forrest Gump where he just starts running one day and it ends up in Monument Valley in Utah? He's like, I'm tired, I think I'll go home now. I'm not tired yet. I'm not ready to throw the towel in like Forrest Gump did. I'm getting on that bike and I'm keeping on going because there's something about it. There's something about just getting out in nature, having that breeze in your face and seeing some of the beautiful landscape here in Las Vegas where it takes you away from the stressors and the challenges of the world for a little bit. And you can just appreciate the beauty that is out there and be in the moment. And then it got serious because the Air Force enrolled me in the Air Force Wounded Warrior program and it transformed into lo and behold training. If I do this well, maybe I can go represent the Air Force. Maybe my grief and everything in my entire story can come to fruition because I can put the energy into something positive. If I made the team, I'd just be overwhelmed with emotion. I suffered a lot of my trauma because of my military service, but at the end, it's like, I gotta be grateful that I'm allowed to compete in this because there are others who didn't make it home or lost the war at home that's what it's about.
Please welcome our very own Director of the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, Colonel Rich Obert. Over to you, sir.
Welcome, warriors and athletes. Today we're going to announce the 2021 Air Force Team for Warrior Games. The selection was difficult as there were many hardworking and deserving individuals, and the work and dedication was apparent by all. I know the suspense is killing you, so I'll turn it back over to Marcia. Good luck to each of you. Back to you, Marcia.
All right, thank you, sir.
Starting us out from Air Education and Training Command, Major Daniel, Lieutenant Dan Cariña.
Yes, yes, yes. Air Combat Command, out of Texas, Master Sergeant Nicole Nikki Favuza.
From Valdosta, Georgia, Technical Sergeant retired Antonio Del Vecchio.
From East Liberty, Ohio, Airman retired Pete Murphy.
Technical Sergeant retired Margie Hinkle.
And coming up next, former pole vaulter, that is very similar to Blaze Velarde, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, Master Sergeant retired Chris Jacksomek.
Warrior Games competitor back on the team, Staff Sergeant retired Joseph Alex Pate.
Whew.
What? He did
All right.
big things. Back in the day, he's going to do big things. Coming to you from St. Henry.
Wow. We look at Mission 22 and we see all the shirts, we see all the flags out there. I don't think enough of the people understand how big the programs actually are and how that is actually in there. And like, I'm a benefactor from the donations of these private donors that are there to allow me to live life, to improve life for not only myself, but for friends, for fellow veterans, for my children, for my girlfriend, for my family, is to be that, to say, you know what? We can keep going at the end of the day. We can keep going no matter how hard it gets. no matter how difficult life becomes, we can keep going.
We have this this value in the Air Force, this belief, a wingman concept. We're going to take care of each other. We've got each other. And it gives us hope, right? And so if you have been knocked down, I say this a lot, by the baseball bat of life, right? You're on the ground. If you know that someone's got you, it's got your six, no matter what, that's going to help you get back up again. And that's part of Mission 22, I think, for him. That connection, that human connection, that's what's going to save us. Yeah, that's what saved him. He can be a light in darkness. No matter how dark that spiral is, to know that someone got back up again and navigated their way out, that they can get through it too, that they are not alone. Not for one moment of one day. That's what he could be. He could be a beacon of light.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Knoxville. It is week number 8. Cars are out on the track. Clayton, great conversation to end the show last week, my brother. I greatly appreciate that honest conversation. Welcome back to the show. What are we looking for here at Knoxville tonight?
I believe it's going to be a very one-lane type of racetrack tonight. I'm not seeing a lot of guys running the bottom as of right now. They're kind of running as high up as they can with the way the track's kind of burning in right now. I'm not seeing a lot of bottom running. Looks like the middle's slicking out. I think usually these big tracks with the 358 modifieds, it's very position dependent. So track position is going to matter a ton for these guys. So looking for some fast, good qualifying runs.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, let's call the cars. We got about 3 minutes left. Let's call the cars off the track, get the night underway. Those of you out there tuning in, greatly appreciate, as always, all the fans. Let us know who you're cheering for out there, and we will get the show underway. All drivers clear the track. All drivers clear the track, please. All right, drivers, welcome to week number 8 here at Knoxville. We'll go over some quick rules. We did have a few new entrants to the leagues this week. All initial starts are on the green flag. Restarts are on the leader. Leader picks inside or outside. You must make that declaration before the one to go. Bring out 2 cautions in any race, be it a heat race, a consolation, or the feature, and you will be asked to park it for the rest of the night in that division. You can come back in the later divisions. No call-outs over race comms or social media or anywhere. Please cool down before you mic up and criticize fellow driver or staff of Friday Night Lights. You will get a suspension if that happens. Quick Time Award, still $10 for each division each week. $10 Quick Time Award, and that is added up, and we will pay that out in week 16 to those drivers. Intentional contact is never acceptable at any time. You will get a suspension if it is determined to be intentional contact. Don't forget to go to our Discord, into the broadcast waiting room if you finish in the top 3 for your interview. And as always, top 3 go to the start-finish line. We did increase the incident points to 20. Single file restarts with 10 to go in the 358s and Pro late models. All features tonight are going to be 30 laps. And I think that is it. Welcome to Knoxville. It is week number 8. Any questions, comments, or concerns, now would be the time.
Joe?
Yes.
Is there any way Braden, Kale, and Michael can start at the rear of these heat racers?
So that's interesting conversation. I know a lot of leagues, or I've heard a lot of leagues out there do something. If you win, you go to the rear. If that's something that you want to suggest, please drop that into Discord. You guys know the drivers run this league. If you want it and we get enough votes, we will make it so. I know some leagues do that. We have not done it yet here.
I'm just busting their balls. Good luck tonight, boys.
Anybody else? All right, gentlemen, we're advancing to qualifying. I wish you all the best of luck. Okay, CTM is no more. We will not have another CTM driver make the podium for probably ever, as it took that team to change their name. Now they are known as CSC Motorsports, so no longer CTM. As we look at that 5-car, that is Braden Carter, driver out of Virginia, out on track, trying to get that 358 modified turned around there. Brandon Wright is with us in the IC number 22. Chris Cox, as always, back with us in the 515, the driver out of Des Moines, Iowa. Good-looking wrap, as always. Dylan DeWert in that 20 machine. Points are really starting to get pretty close at the top. If you all wanted to see what's going on in our points, you want to see what's going on in the league, Brandon Templeton built a web page for us. You can go to fnlrl.com, has our point standings, has some schedule stuff. Nick Barry out there. Roxanne, welcome back, Roxanne. Welcome back, Nick. Roxanne Jones is cheering on the CSC boys. Nick Barry is Caden Barry's father. The 213, Michael Vitale out on track. Prior Air Force member. I hid that from you. Cale Smith, top of the board with a 19.172. Braden Carter, P2, times it at 19.189. Caden Barry in the 12 car. The youngster out of New Hampshire, 19.198. Third quick, Dylan DeWert in the 20 car. He's fourth quick, 19.206. Driver from Australia, Heath Dyke, out on track. First lap, 19.355 for the 36. Michael Carter punches his way into the top of the board, 19.154 for the 15 car. That moves his teammates down one. We currently have a 1, 2, 3, the CSC. That's going to take a while to get used to. Newcomer Braden Combs out on track in that 28 car, 19.245 on his first lap. Samuel Bachman in a sharp new wrap in the 007 James Bond ride. He is 18th quick, 19.371. Kelly Wheeler shuts it down, 22nd quick. Jordan LaFawn out on track, driver out of Indiana in that 11 machine, 19.452 on his first lap. Gavin Chatham times in, driver out of Ohio, 19.273, good enough for 9th quick. Jordan LaFawn going for his second lap, currently 26 quick, 19.452. Can the driver out of Indiana move up? He gets into the wall, so even if he could, that lap won't count. Gavin Chatham getting a few extra laps in that 24 machine. And that will wrap it up. We're getting ready to go heat racing. Heat 1 to the grid. Heat 1 to the grid, please. All right, drivers, welcome to Heat 1. You guys know the drill by now. You got 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on to the feature. Everyone else going to the consolation race. Initial start is on green. Do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start finish line. Restarts are on the leader. Leader, I'm going to need you to be 1.5 car length behind the pace truck. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself, the car in front of you. Again, initial start is on green. Do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start finish line. Race hard, race clean. Michael Carter with another quick time. Good luck.
Hey, can we 1 to green here, boys?
Michael Carter, Dylan DeWert on the front row. Gavin Chatham, Randy Shreves in row number 2. Jesse Ingram, Brandon Wright in row number 3, Brian Dickens, and Ethan Prolux, who is brand new in the 8th and or final position. It is the 15, will bring us to the green flag. You got the 56 car, Randy Shreves. You got my teammate out on the grid. That is the 122 of Brian Dickens, driver out of North Carolina in the dirt track bank. Ride and newcomer Ethan Prolux in that 775. So we'll see how his ride goes tonight. Who do you got, Clayton?
I'm gonna take Dylan DeWert on the outside of the front row here.
Ooh, that's a you know what? I gotta go with Carter. I was gonna take Gavin Chatham. Pace truck is off. They're coming off at turn 4. Michael Carter looking for the green flag. Green flag is out. We are underway. 8 laps to punch the first tickets to tonight's feature as Gavin Chatham in that 24 machine. He tries to jump up in there and make it a race between himself, Dylan DeWert, now Randy Shreves on the outside. Michael Carter's looking good. He's running on the high side, the 20 of Dylan DeWert. He's trying to tuck in down low below the 15 car. Randy Shreves, Jesse Ingram in that 777 is in the 4th and final transfer position. Gavin Chatham falls back 2 positions in the 24. We don't see that very often. Chatham falling back. He's the first car on the outside looking in. Georgia driver in that lucky 777, Jesse Ingram, is in the final transfer with lap 3 of 8. Michael Carter up front setting sail. Let's take a look at Randy Shreves inside the car as Shreves is trying to get around Knoxville. Clayton, I think this track is going to slicken up down low pretty quick. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, for sure. Flat track like this, there's nowhere for the moisture to really build up. These guys all single file train in the middle of the track right now. We're going to have 2 very good lines of racing here later on, and I would assume maybe a consolation race. We'll start to see the middle kind of burnt away, and these guys will have 2 perfect lines to race in for the consolation and the feature.
Let's take a look. Let's get the day started right. Let's turn it up a little bit. Let you guys enjoy the sounds of the cars here at Knoxville. Good piece of driving by those 2 cars. Heat 2 to the grid. Heat 2 to the grid, please. All right, gentlemen, you know the drill. 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Everyone else going to a consolation race. Leader, I'm going to need you to be 1.5 car length behind the pace truck. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself and the car in front of you. Initial start is on green. Restarts are on the leader. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Cale Smith, Joseph Grandy on the front row. Anthony Marano, my apologies. Dylan Kinsey in row number 2. Samuel Bachman, Logan Wentz in row number 3. Jordan LaFawn and Chris Cox round out your field of 8 drivers. So the new CSC crew is pretty stout with Michael Carter taking home the victory. His teammate, Cale Smith, driver out of South Dakota in that 115 is going to roll off on the pole. Roxanne Jones out there loves to hear that news. Watch that car on his outside, the 518 of Joseph Grandy. And as always, we do have to go on board the 32 car and say good evening to Anthony Morano's wife, Sherry, and we'll do that after we get the start out of the way. Cale Smith down low. He's going to try to slide up. Grandy got a good run on the outside. Those two are going to stay side by side. Grandy and Cale Smith into turn 3. Crossover coming from... Yikes. Good run by Joseph Grandy. They are side by side at the line. Grandy moves the 115 off of the bottom line. Cale Smith is able to separate on the high line. Grandy tries to pull up. 518 around. Caution will come out. Let's take a look here at exactly what happened. That is Grandy on the bottom. The 83 came up in the picture. That will be on the 518 on the 83 as the 518 goes around.
Yeah, it's on the 518 of Grandy there. Just didn't know Dylan Kinsey had such a good run off the corner. Grandy thought maybe he could slot back up into second and rolls off there and up into Dylan Kinsey and around he goes.
So it was a 518. My apologies. 518 to the back, so he'll have some work to do. Lap 3 of 8. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Let us know who you got. Randy Carter Painting, our pro late model sponsor out there cheering on the CSC boys. Randy, thanks for tuning back in. Waiting on Grandma Pete's. Welcome everybody to the show. There's Grandma Pete. Cale Smith with a good restart, takes the inside. Good jump by the 115. Anthony Morano, let's go on board. That is his wife, Sherry, on the hood scoop of that 32 machine. Sherry is a supporter of Friday Night Lights and supports her husband. Sherry, thank you for your support. As the 32 car is holding down P2, Dylan Kinsey, we saw him involved with the 518 earlier. Desi Smith is out there cheering on Cale Smith. Chris Cox in the 515 is in the 4th and final transfer position. Also a big shout out to Senior Chief Weissman watching us out at Mayport Naval Station, cheering on that 115 of Cale Smith. Sir, thank you for tuning in. Chris Cox holding it down. Logan Wentz in the 018. He wants that 4th and final transfer position. Jordan LaFawn shows up in the picture. The 11 car dives underneath the 007 of Samuel Bachman. As the 32 thought about making a challenge for the lead on lap 6 of 8. Cale Smith, Anthony Morano battling it out. Dylan Kinsey, Chris Cox. Logan Wentz isn't going to let that 515 get very far, as that one position will put him straight into the feature. Desi Smith, thank you very much, cheering on that 115 of Cale Smith. Cale Smith, Morano, Kinsey, and Cox, your 4 transfer drivers. Heat 3 to the grid. Heat 3 to the grid, please. All right, drivers, 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Initial start is on green. Restarts are on the leader. Again, 8 laps to get it done. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Braden Carter, Donald Ingram on the front row. Andrew Kirk, Travis Anderson in row 2. Heath Dyke, Kelly Wheeler in row number 3. Sabrina Smith and Clay Christopherson round out your field of 8 drivers. So CTM so far has owned the show, Clayton. Now we have the 05, the youngster out of Virginia, Braden Carter from the CSC Motorsports stable. What do you think?
Yeah, all of them qualifying pole positions there. It's good to have something like that. You're going to want an alliance right now with the track position being key that we're seeing. You're going to kind of want a line of teammates behind you come feature time if this track can't quite burn off enough for multi-groove racing.
It will be the 05, and he's got Donald Ingram, the 10-car driver out of Georgia. I'd like to thank Donald for his service in the United States Air Force as he tries to tuck in low underneath that 05 car, trying to bust up that CSC. Oh, Travis Anderson hard into the outside wall. If that car comes to a stop, that will bring out a caution, and it looks like that will be the case. No, he exited. Up front, Braden Carter getting it done, and the caution does come out. So Cale Smith, Donald Ingram, Andrew Kirk, brand new to Friday Night Lights in that 13 ride. Of course, on your screen, it looks like 27. Good looking wrap. Kelly Wheeler is in the 4th and final transfer in the 110 car. Pace Truck still has the field.
Still got Travis Anderson on pit road, it looks like. Should be one to green right here. There we go.
Going green next time by, leaving the 05 of Braden Carter. Will select the inside, it appears. He's got that 10 car to his outside. Andrew Kirk in the 27. Kelly Wheeler in the 110. Heath Dyke, our driver from Australia, is back with us in the 36 machine. Always appreciate Heath coming out and running with us. Sabrina Smith is out on track in the 031. Clay Christopherson in the 51, and Travis Anderson is catching the back of the field. Pace truck is off. We're back underway on lap 3 of 8. Good restart by the youngster out of Virginia. He gets a good head start on Donald Ingram in the 10 car. Newcomer Andrew Kirk, he takes a peek to the inside of that 10 car. Let's see the work he's doing inside. You can see a Graham Racing logo inside that 13 machine. Clayton, it looks like Knoxville has kind of gotten a single file.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't see much burning off anywhere right now. These guys are gonna. Had a little hiccup there. Sorry about that. Yeah, these guys are gonna have to hope something happens. If not, we're gonna have a big follow the leader train come feature time, and I know the viewers, myself, you, nobody really wants to see that. I want to see some sliders, some fast-paced, good racing. This track just not wanting to burn off right now for sure.
5 car of Braden Carter opening up a little lead over Donald Ingram. Ingram's got some company in that 13-27 on your screen. Andrew Kirk, he wants to get up there and battle for that second position. Opening the door for the 110 of Kelly Wheeler. Heath Dyke is the first car on the outside looking in that 36 machine. Sabrina Smith is back there. Clay Christopherson, we're not used to seeing the 51 in the back of the field. But up front, Braden Carter getting it done. Lap 7 of 8, coming to the white flag. The driver out of Virginia, got to get used to saying this, CSC Motorsports at the front of the field, about to take the third feature win in a row for that team. Donald Inger, P2. Kelly Wheeler is in the fourth and final transfer position with not much of a challenge from behind. It will be Braden Carter, Donald Inger, Kurt Wheeler, your top 4, moving on to the feature. Heat 4 to the grid. Heat 4 to the grid, please. All right, drivers, welcome to Heat 4. Leader, I'm going to need you to be 1.5 car length behind the pace truck. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself, the car in front of you. Initial start is on green. Do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start finish line. Restarts are on the leader. The leader choose inside or outside. Again, you got 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Caden Berry, Brandon Combs on the front row. Michael Vitale, Randall Dixon in row number 2. Anthony Marfulio, Jake Henry in row number 3. Brandon Aylesworth and James Ingram round out your field of 8 drivers. So we got that 12 car, another youngster. It's going to be 2 16-year-olds. Caden Berry in the 12 car, and we got Braden Carter in the 05, also 16. So it's great to see the next generations of drivers starting to come up through the ranks. Who knows? Maybe we'll see these guys getting paid one day in the not too distant future. As the green flag comes out, little bobble there by, who was that? The 011 of Randall Dixon did not get a good restart. Michael Vitale in the 213. As always, like to thank Michael for his service in the United States Air Force. In that 213 Gears Unlimited ride, Brandon Combs, brand new in that 28 car. He's going to dive down low, get underneath Caden Berry. Berry is able to hold it off by running the high side, but Combs does close the gap a little bit. Newcomer Brandon Combs trying to win his first race with us at Friday Night Lights as Michael Vitale pulls up to the rear bumper of the 28 machine. Now Combs, slide job, slides in front of Berry, crossover coming from Caden Berry. They are side by side in the backstretch. Berry will dive down low. Slide job coming, expect the crossover. Berry is able to hold the high side. They are side by side at the line. Here is the slide jobs you were talking about, Clayton. They're coming into play right now.
Yeah, starting to see a lot of middle slick right now, which is always good for racing. But while these guys battle side by side, Michael Vitale breathing down both of their necks. Vitale, a very talented modified driver. Michael Vitale might be able to capitalize, pick up one, maybe both here if one of them has a slip up.
Berry kind of made a slip there. He was not able to keep up with the 28 of Combs. Combs takes the lead in heat number 4. Berry in P2. Randall Dixon in the 011 is in the 4th and final transfer position. Anthony Marfulio, driver out of the Boston area in the 238. He is the first car on the outside looking in, trading it back and forth with Jake Henry in the 171 Gears Unlimited ride. Brandon Aylesworth, the dirt track bank number 41, out on track, driver out of California. Brand new wrap, James Ingram in the 40 car. Up front, Brandon Combs was able to make the pass, and now we go single file. Berry trying to regather, see if he can't get up there and battle for that lead as the aforementioned Michael Vitale starting to look inside the youngster of Caden Berry. White flag is out. Brandon Combs in the 28 machine about to punch his ticket to the feature. His first race with Gears or Dirt Track Bank Friday Night Lights win in heat number 4. Berry, Vitale, Dixon, your top 4. B main to the grid. B main to the grid, please. All right, drivers, welcome to the B main. Got 15 laps to get it done. Initial start is on green. Restarts are on the leader. Again, 15 laps to get it done. Top 8. Moving on. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Gavin Chatham, Logan Wentz. Yeah, my apologies. It should have been 15, so it'll be the same in the Pro Late models. My apologies. Gavin Chatham, Logan Wentz on the front row. Heath Dyke, Anthony Marvulio in row number 2. Brandon Wright, Samuel Bachman in row number 3. Sabrina Smith, Jake Henry in row number 4. Brian Dickens, Jordan LaFawn in row number 5. Clay Christopherson, Brandon Ellsworth in row number 6. Ethan Prolox, Joseph Grandy in row number 7. Travis Anderson, James Ingram round out your field of 16 drivers. So 8 of these drivers moving on. So my mistake, Clayton. I forgot to change the lap number for the... Oh! Right in the beginning up front, it looked like possibly... Let's take a look. It looked like Marfulio might have got, if I can find the right camera. Let's back that up a little bit. The 238 car on the outside. Oh, the 36 gets into the 238, but that didn't cause... 238 gets a little bit of a wiggle, gets into the back of the 18. He goes around in front of the field, car sideways. Nowhere for these drivers to go. That is very unfortunate. That is unfortunate on the first lap. Grandma Pete out there cheering on Jordan. Randy Carter giving a shout out to Braden, Cale, and Michael and the CSC boys. Roxanne Jones cheering on Braden Carter. Congratulations from her. Jordan LaFawn, not a fan of the track in its current state. See your leader, Gavin Chatham, in that 24 car. He takes the top side on this restart. So we got a lot of cars in the back of the field. Again, 50% of these drivers will head to the feature. Little lengthy review into this caution. Braden Carter out there goes from the driver's seat to the broadcast, telling the drivers, get to the top. Clayton is in trying to get him lined back up. We're going to try to get them lined back up here since it happened on the restart. So race control gets us lined back up into our original configuration. Got the CSC boys out there asking these cars to get to the top side. Braden Carter, Cale Smith out there cheering on their fellow drivers. Justin Sick out there. Justin, thanks for tuning in. Well, hopefully we'll see you in the pro late models coming up. Pace truck is off. Leaving the field to Gavin Chatham. Green flag is out. We are back underway. 36 car of Heath Dyke gets on the inside of Logan Wentz. Kind of got a redo for all drivers. Gavin Chatham at the front of the field. Heath Dyke, Marfulio back there. 5th place, Samuel Bachman. 6th place is the 22 car, Brandon Wright. The 51 car of Clay Christopherson. Jordan LaFond looks like he is in the 4th or the 8th and final transfer position as they're starting to get on that high side. We're riding along with the 41 car of Brandon Aylesworth, driver out of California. Back there battling it out with the 33 of Travis Anderson. James Ingram battling it out with Jake Henry in that 171. Up front, Gavin Chatham. He's got company with Logan Wentz. If you're going to get single file at any time, I would say now would be the time to get single file to make your way into the feature. Heath Dyke, Anthony Marfulio. Jordan LaFond still on the bubble. Clay Christopherson is currently in front of him. Clay Christopherson dives down low, tries to tuck underneath the 22. Jordan LaFond in that 11 car, driver out of Indiana. He's starting to separate himself from the 775 as we're going to go 3 wide. Aylesworth, Anderson, a little bit of beating and banging. Those two make it through the 775 of Ethan Proluck. Brand new to Friday Night Lights as of about 20 minutes ago. In that 775, he's able to pull up alongside Travis Anderson in the back of the field. Up front, Gavin Chatham's got company with Logan Wentz in the 018 car. Slide job coming, crossover from Chatham. Chatham is an older driver. I think he'll fall in line, Clayton.
Yeah, absolutely. Gavin's shown nothing but cool head and smooth temper. Nice easy drive for that 24 right now, and in second. Not too bad of a starting spot in the feature if Gavin decides to just ride it out right here. Yeah, I could totally see Gavin just hanging out.
The 22 car got into a little bit of contact with the 11 of Jordan LaFond. Makes contact again. That will move Travis Anderson in the 330 car on the transfer bubble. He's going to battle it out with the 775. This is for a feature start. Travis Anderson, Ethan Proluck in the 775. Slide job gets a little bit of bump from the 330. It'll be Anderson off the bottom with 1 to go. Up front, Logan Wentz is single file. Chatham, Dyke, Marfulio, Bachman, Clay Christopherson. The action is going to come from right here. Travis Anderson currently in a transfer. Ethan Proluck throws it in deep. Can't get the pass. It will be Travis Anderson heading to the feature. Three minutes of warm-up. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back.
Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name's Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. This year's been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turned into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. Just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
When people hear a Till Valhalla project, the first thing they might think of is our shirts. But what most people don't know is that our plaques came first and the t-shirts came second. What some people might not know is that the same shirts that we make day in and day out allowed us to do unbelievable things for unbelievable people. Whether it's donating our proceeds to reduce veteran suicide or gifting handcrafted memorial plaques to the families of fallen heroes, these t-shirts simply stand for honor and freedom, two words that wouldn't exist without our heroes. This makes Till Valhalla Project a place where fallen heroes truly live on forever.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, the newcomer, Brandon Combs, at the top of the board in warm-ups. We'll see how this plays out. Chatham in P2, Cale Smith, Carter Anderson, your top 5. Dan Anderson out there. Dan, it's great to hear from you. Thank you for tuning back in, cheering on Travis Anderson in that 330 car. Feature to the grid, please. All right, drivers, welcome to the features. You got 30 laps to get it done, just like your heat races and the consolation. Initial start is on green. Do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start finish line. Restarts are on the leader. Leader choose inside or outside. Leader, I'm going to need you to stay 1.5 car length behind the pace truck. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself, the car in front of you. You got 30 laps to get it done. Let's put on a great show. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Michael Carter, Cale Smith on the front row. Braden Carter, Brandon Combs in row 2. Dylan DeWert, Anthony Morano in row number 3. Donald Ingram, Caden Berry in row number 4. Donald Ingram, Randy Shrees, Dylan Kinsey in row number 5. Andrew Kirk, Michael Vitale in row number 6. Jesse Ingram, Chris Cox in row number 7. Kelly Wheeler, Randall Dixon in 8. Logan Wentz, Gavin Chatham in row number 9. Heath Dyke, Anthony Marvulio in row number 10. Samuel Bachman, Clay Christopherson in 11. Jordan LaFawn, Travis Anderson round out your field of a full 24 drivers. Dean Reynolds out there. Brandon cheering on Brandon Combs. Roxanne Jones cheering on the CSC boys. Who do we have to win the feature? Let's hear it from the fans. CTN or CSC starts 1, 2, 3. Newcomer is Brandon Combs, the 28 car. Has really shown some skill, so we'll see. He was fastest in practice, so we'll see if that 28 car can't get up there and impress Mr. Dean Reynolds out in the audience. Dean, thanks for tuning in. Says he's watching from Indianapolis. As always, a big contributor to Friday Night Lights. Tonight's 358 Modifieds brought to you by Tight Lines Apparel. Green flag is out. Michael Carter, he's going to dive to the bottom. He'll slide up in front of the 115. Braden Carter can't get to the high side, obviously. Let's take a look real quick at the field and what it looks like. 358 Modifieds at Knoxville. Turn it up. As the fireworks go off to celebrate the start of our Week 8 here at Knoxville. Don't forget, coming up, we got Pro Late Models, and we have the 360 Sprint Cars to close out the night. It is the CSC boys at the front of the field. Braden Carter currently holding down P3 with Anthony Morano in the 32 FTM ride. He's tucking in behind that 32. Let's go on board and see what it looks like from the 32 car of Anthony Morano. You can see him getting up on the cushion. He's rolling up into Marbles area and making it work. Currently holding down P number 4. Brandon Combs, he falls back to P number 5. He's tucked in underneath the 32. Roxanne Jones, Grandma Pete out there cheering on Jordan. Grandma Pete, let's take a look at where the 11 car is. Jordan LaFawn in the 11 car, tucked in behind Logan Wentz, currently running in 22nd position. Back there with Clay Christopherson in the 51 car. Up front, Michael Carter starting to separate himself from the field. I am interested to watch that 28 car of Brandon Combs. This is his first week with us here at Friday Night Lights, running with some of the best on the sim as far as I'm concerned, but I may be just a slight bit biased. The 28 car, he's putting pressure on the youngster in front of him. My apologies, that was the wrong button. Let's go with that one. He's trying to track down Braden Carter. You got the CSC boys at the front of the field, looking at a possible podium sweep on lap 10 of 30. Combs, if you're going to beat them, you got to run where they aren't. He changes his line. He's going to cut down low into turn number 2. So Brandon Combs, we haven't seen that a lot, Clayton. Brandon Combs decides to change his line there a little bit. Anthony Morano in P5 as the caution comes out. I'm not sure why. I don't have it on my board. CTM 1, 2, 3 so far. Grandma Pete out there cheering on Jordan LaFawn as always. Roxanne Jones, which is Cale Smith's mom out in South Dakota, I believe, cheering on Cale Smith in that 115. The CSC team looking in good shape. I haven't heard from the Caden Berry fans in a while. Looking back from analytics in Facebook, and the majority of our viewers come out of Virginia, followed by the East Coast, New Hampshire, Boston area. Greatly appreciate everyone tuning in. I was surprised to see that we have one driver from California, and that is Brandon Aylesworth. I think my home state of California is number 4 on the list of states that's most watched.